Welcome to the Music Show. I'm your host, Jeremy Matthews. On today's show, we're going to be joined by Wrightsboro Elementary School music teacher Lisa Brooks and one of her students, Alex Hicks. They're here to talk to us about their school song, which Miss Brooks has written. Then we will take an in-depth look at the guitar. We will have a brief history and take a closer look at the instrument, which is used to play so many different types of music. Finally, we will see a performance from Lisa Brooks, Alex Hicks, Joe Inella, and Noah Little playing the Wrightsboro Elementary School song and also playing a blues jam. Stay tuned for more of the Music Show.
Learning is fun, and every day offers a chance for your child to discover new things. Place a globe or world map near the TV and use it to locate places discussed on television programs. Or use a U.S. map to follow the travels of your favorite sports team. Remember, every day holds lessons. Help your child to learn.
This message brought to you by New Hanover County Schools, part of the Learning Network on Time Warner Cable Channel 5.
There's been so many things that's held us down, but now it looks like things are finally coming around. No stopping, no stopping, no stopping, no stopping, no stopping, no stopping, no stopping.
Welcome to the Music Show. We have with us Lisa Brooks, who is the music teacher at Wrightsboro Elementary, and Alex Hicks, who is a fifth grader at Wrightsboro Elementary. Welcome to the show.
Thanks.
We have you here because we wanted to ask you some questions about teaching in the elementary school and about a song you wrote. Okay. First question, how do you work with all the middle school students from kindergarten up to fifth grade?
Well, I see them once a week at the elementary level. We see them once a week for a very short amount of time, maybe 30 to 40 minutes once a week. So our schedule is pretty full, about 650 kids a week, plus an extra chorus for fourth grade. So just kind of follow the standard course of study for music and try to do, kind of make it fun and interesting, adding instruments and singing and movement and adding some theatrical elements. I have a theater degree, so doing some plays and musicals, and so that's what I try to do.
Great. How do you handle the students who really love music and have a high interest in music?
Well, probably with the plays or the musicals that I try to do, if a child comes to me and says, Miss Brooks, why don't I bring in my guitar? I can play along with that. Or why don't I bring in, I've been taking piano lessons. Can we add that in? And so, either I know because of their parents that they take private lessons or that they play, or they just come to me. And so I say, okay, well, I'll meet you at lunch or after school, and let's see what you got, or bring it next week during music.
Great.
Yeah, so.
What are some of the goals that you try to achieve with your students?
Just for them to have that core starting love of the arts and of music, so that when they go on to middle school that they all want to be either in the band or the orchestra or chorus, and just to continue, just to start with that foundation of the basics, and so that when they leave me, that they're continuing doing music.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, you wrote a school song for Wrightsboro. What inspired you to write the school song?
Well, about 4 years ago, I would say, give or take, our school developed the PBS program, which is the Positive Behavior Support Program, and for that, we just kind of did a school-wide, we're the Wrightsboro Lions, okay, well, how can we positively encourage the behaviors in children? So one idea was to have, catch them being good, catching cool cats, and in that, they said, well, Miss Brooks, can you write a song that kindergarten through fifth grade, everybody can learn? It has to be easy enough for everybody to learn. So I just made it pretty simple and just wrote in it sort of a blues, jazzy kind of riff. And so I've just taught it to the whole school. And for the past 4 years, we've been singing it.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
So you wrote the words and the music
I
yourself?
did, yeah, yes, simple.
Great, great. Now, we understand you applied for a grant. Why did you apply for a grant?
Oh, I wrote a grant to our PTO asking for, they do teacher-funded extra things, and so I wrote a grant asking them for monies to go into, to professionally record this school song. And at the Cape Fear studio, we're going to go do that, and we're going to record that so that every classroom has a copy of the school song. And in order to make it more interesting, I decided instead of just me singing, playing piano, that I would add some other students and some other teachers in with this, you know, into this project with me. So there's going to be another teacher playing bass and a student playing guitar and another student playing piano.
Okay, and I understand that Alex sitting here is going to play guitar on the school song?
He is.
He is?
Yes.
Okay, how long have you been playing guitar, Alex?
Probably around 8 or 7 months.
8 or 7 months? Okay, all right. Now, do you take lessons privately outside of school?
I take them at my house.
Okay, someone comes to teach you guitar?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Now, what are some who are some musicians who influence you, who you look up to with their playing the
Probably
guitars?
Randy Rhoads.
Randy Rhoads, okay, all right. What are your future plans with music? Would you like to do anything with music in the future?
Probably keep on playing for the rest of my life.
That would be great. That would be great. If not a career, that'd be a good hobby to have. Yeah. All right. Well, we would like to thank Miss Brooks, Lisa Brooks from Wrightsboro Elementary, and Alex Hicks, a 5th grader at Wrightsboro Elementary, for joining us today on the Music Show.
Low-fat cheese sandwiches on whole wheat bread. Chewy and good for you. Snacks high in calcium help build strong bones, and foods rich in fiber are good for your heart. So you have the power to dominate. Can your food do that? Run, throw, think, eat better. Find out more at smallstep.gov.
Yeah, you! Are you the weakest link at your bus stop? Because you don't know the school bus safety rules. When waiting for the bus, be at the stop on time. Stand well away from the curb. Wait quietly for the bus and for it to come to a complete stop before boarding. Don't crowd your friends getting on or off the bus. Never play or stand in the aisles. Find a seat and sit down. Safety and the big yellow bus keeps everyone safe and sound.
Welcome back to the Music Show. The guitar is a musical instrument with ancient roots, used in a wide variety of musical styles, and it is also a solo classical instrument. It is most recognized as the primary instrument in blues, country, flamenco, rock music, and many forms of pop music. The guitar has 6 strings, which can be used to play in a variety of different keys. Guitars may be played acoustically, or they may rely on an amplifier that usually allows for electronic manipulation of the tone. Instruments similar to the guitar have been popular for at least 5,000 years. The guitar appears to be derived from earlier instruments known in ancient Central Asia as a sitar or sitara. Instruments very similar to the guitar appear in ancient carvings and statues recovered from the old Iranian capital of Susa. Modern dimensions of the classical instrument were established by Antonio Torres Jurado working in Seville, Spain in the 1850s. The electric guitar was patented by George Beauchamp in 1936. However, it was Danelectro that first produced electric guitars for the wider public. The guitar was first brought to America by Spanish settlers, and it still remains a popular part of American culture. We have with us today on the Music Show Miss Lisa Brooks from Wrightsboro Elementary and Alex Hicks, a 5th grader from Wrightsboro Elementary, joining us again to talk about the guitar. Welcome back.
Thanks.
First question I'd like to ask you is, what is the range of the guitar? How low and how high can it play?
Well, guitar can go from any of the bass notes all the way through soprano as far as vocally, but maybe like a low E on the piano and up to five or more octaves above that.
So it has a very wide range.
Very wide, and you can also capo it to a device that you can put on the guitar to change the keys should the need arise.
Okay. In the introduction, I read about some of the styles that are played on the guitar. Rock music, pop music. What are some of the other styles that are popular for the guitar?
Gosh, probably there's so many, especially if you go into classical guitar, actual classical guitar playing. But it's most popular, in my opinion, on the radio and pop and our popular music culture.
Okay. And I've even heard it used in hip-hop music in the past
Absolutely.
2 or 3 years,
Sure.
where it was not used 20 years ago in hip-hop music.
That's right.
Okay. How do you learn guitar? Where would someone start if one of our viewers is interested in playing the guitar? Where might they start playing or look into learning about the guitar?
Well, gosh, you can probably go to any of the music stores. We have a few here in Wilmington, or maybe even just look at the yellow pages under guitar instruction, music
Okay.
instruction, and specifically guitar. But and you can even learn, like we have a student who is in 2nd grade who's taking a guitar lesson from our 5th grader. So maybe if you know someone that teaches or plays really good guitar, maybe you can start there and then maybe decide if that's something you want to do.
Okay. Alex, you play the guitar. What inspired you to play the guitar? How did you become involved to play the guitar?
Randy Rhodes.
Randy Rhodes, okay. He was an electric guitarist who I know played with Ozzy Osbourne several years ago. How did you get your first guitar?
My dad, who lives in Vietnam, he shipped it here from Vietnam.
Okay.
And my first guitar was this Stratocaster,
Okay.
and it was a Washburn. So I thought that was real cool. So I asked him again if he could buy me some new ones so I could get better guitars so I could play different stuff.
Now, how many guitars do you have?
5,
5, wow. How long have you played guitar?
probably 7 or 8 months.
That's a lot of guitar. That's almost a guitar per month you've played, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, we would like to hear the guitar. Could you play a scale for us on the guitar?
Hmm?
Thank you. All right. Now, that's an electric guitar. Miss Brooks, could you or Alex tell us how the electric guitar works?
Well, I do know that the body of the electric guitar doesn't always have to be a hollow body like this particular one is with the F-holes, but the difference between electric and acoustic is primarily the body of the guitar, in that an acoustic has a wider body so the sound can resonate in the body of the guitar. An electric obviously has pickups and has electrical devices that you can plug in and run through the amplifier like you're mentioning and play and increase your sound volume. A lot of electric guitars are not hollow. They're just a slab of wood, and the only way you can hear it is to plug it in.
Okay.
This is a nicer one, so it can probably do either way.
Okay. So the sound travels from the pickups
Right.
and goes out of the cord
Yes,
to
exactly,
the amplifier.
To the amplifier, exactly.
Okay. So there's some science involved right there.
Absolutely, and
Okay.
a lot of electronics.
A lot of electronics.
Yeah, got to be careful
Okay.
around water.
Oh, definitely, definitely. Now, if someone wanted to begin on the guitar, what kind of supplies would they need to begin?
Well, it's almost like anywhere you go to any of the big company stores, it seems like they have it all in one. Like
Okay.
a beginner guitar with the amp, but obviously you would need your basic guitar. And I mean, I wouldn't suggest spending a lot of money until you know that that's something you want to do. But
Right.
just a basic guitar, either electric or acoustic. And if you go with electric, obviously you're going to need your cord, and then maybe a small amp that. I mean, the amp I have that we've brought today is enough to fill a room, not to play maybe with a band, but to fill a room. And if you're going with acoustic, you're going to want just your guitar, and obviously your pick, which is actually called a plectrum, but the term for it is a pick, which he uses to play, and a strap helps if you're going to be standing up while you're playing.
Right.
So that's about it.
Okay. All right.
And a case, you need to keep
Okay.
it protected. Strings.
Well, we're going to give Alex a moment to switch guitars because he brought another guitar. While he's doing that, go ahead and switch your guitars. When do you teach the guitar during the day, or do you help students with that after school?
Yeah, it would be absolutely after school or lunch or something. It's not in the elementary music curriculum. I mean, it is to introduce all different kinds of instruments. You know, that is one of the goals. But I personally, don't have a guitar program at my school. There are some other elementary music teachers that have ordered guitars and, kind of introduced the students to that. It's really any sort of vehicle that you can use to teach music. You can teach note reading, you can teach all kinds of, reading on the staff, you can teach listening by ear, you can teach all the different genres of music through the guitar, and so it's a great vehicle. I personally don't, so that's why working with Alex has been mainly after school or during lunch or plan time.
All right. Well, now Alex has an acoustic guitar. It has a lot of nice decorations. And would you play something on that guitar so we can hear the difference in the sound? Very good, very good. All right, now this is, excuse me, this is an acoustic guitar, so the way the sound is produced is a little different. Could you tell us how the sound is produced on the acoustic?
As you can see, he was plucking his strings, and then the sound is resonating through the body of the guitar, the wooden body of the guitar. And what's interesting about, if you were just to play each string out, just one at a time, without pressing any, just play each string. That's an E, and this is, what's the next note?
A.
A. Go ahead, tell them about that.
D and G and B and
E, A, D, G, B, E. Okay? And then if he were to want to change the sound of each one of those strings, he would use his fretboard, which is this here, and these are the frets, and he would move his fingers and manipulate each string to change the sounds, much like a violin or any other stringed instrument.
So with the guitar, you can play chords like he just did, but you can also play single notes. So you can play a harmony part or a melody part with the guitar.
Yes.
So that's probably one reason why the guitar has been around for so long, because it can be used in so many different ways.
Right.
Plus, this type of guitar, you could take it anywhere. It's portable. You could put it in a case and walk from place to place.
Sure.
Okay. Could you tell us, either one of you, a famous guitarist that sticks out in your mind, so maybe our audience can look up that person on the internet or at the CD store?
Okay. The guitarist I always think about is Jimi Hendrix, of course, from the 60s. So that's just an amazing guitarist.
Okay.
How about you, Alex?
What's one guitarist you think about?
Probably Van Halen.
Van Halen, okay. Eddie Van Halen, all right. And there are a lot more famous guitarists today and from days past that you could be welcome to check out by searching on the internet or looking in your local library. Well, I would like to thank Alex and Miss Brooks for coming again, and I would like, if Alex doesn't mind, to play one more song for us.
Okay.
What state am I?
I am the largest of all the New England states. I was originally a part of Massachusetts, but broke away in 1820. I am the most easterly state in the country. Do you know who I am? If you guessed Maine, you're right. I received statehood in 1820.
This United States factoid has been brought to you by New Hanover County Schools. on the Learning Network of the Cape Fear.
We can tell our little brothers and sisters, do as I say, not as I do. But they won't listen. We can tell them not to smoke, but if we smoke, they will smoke. And in their minds, we'll be hypocrites. We can yell at them. We can tell them they're stupid if they smoke. We can tell them it'll make them sick, it'll make them stink. But they will do as we do. If we smoke, they will smoke.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Walt Whitman was a poet, printer, and journalist. In his book, Leaves of Grass, he created a powerful vision of what democracy means. Around the time of the Civil War, when Whitman lived, writers in the United States thought they still had much to learn from European writers. Whitman showed them that they could find everything they needed to know in themselves. This background in literature has been brought to you by New Hanover County Schools on the Learning Network of the Cape Fear.
Thank you for joining us for this edition of the Music Show. I would like to thank Miss Lisa Brooks and Alex Hicks for taking the time to share their music experiences with us today. If you would like to get involved with music and learn more about music in the school system, please visit our website at www.nhcs.net/artsed, A-R-T-S-E-D. Once again, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time on The Music Show.